Hey Grace Kids, you know what today is? It is Sunday. I hope you guys are having the best day. I miss you guys so much, and this week we're going to continue our story of Paul. The video is called Paul's Greatest Escape. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. I hope you enjoy the song. Y'all be practicing all these motions. We're going to be doing these songs when we get back together. I hope to see you guys soon. Love you guys, and happy Sunday!
I have loved you from the start. I have seen your hurting heart, and you feel so lonely, but you keep on hiding, 'cause you feel so guilty for what you've done. But there's no distance too far that I can't reach you. There's no place that's so dark that I can't find you. Anywhere that you are, if you need proof, take a look at these scars. I love you. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter what you've done. You are never too far gone. You have run down every road, and you've lost your way back home, and you feel so dirty. You know you're unworthy, feeling undeserving of any love. But there's no distance too far that I can't reach you. There's no place that's so dark that I can't find you. Anywhere that you are, if you need proof, take a look at these scars. I love you. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter what you've done. You are never too far gone. You will never outrun my love, my love, my love. You will never outrun my love, my love, my love. You will never outrun my love, my love, my love. You will never outrun my love. There's no distance too far that I can't reach you. There's no place that's so dark that I can't find you. Anywhere that you are, if you need proof, take a look at these scars. I love you. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter what you've done. You are never too far gone. Never too far gone. Never too far gone.
Man, I'm so excited for another week of Bonkers. This button is epic, but there's nobody here. Like, Mac's not here, Jen's not here. This is so weird. Good afternoon. I apologize for the break in your regular programming, but I have breaking news. Now don't worry, because I'm Chaz Pandemic with the Good News Network, and we only break in for good news. While many stations report horrible things, the Good News Network reports nothing but great news. While many stations would report the fact that people are bored and stuck in their house, the Good News Network brings to you the story of the Glover family, who've used their time in their house to record a hit record. Take a look. Man, my Corona. Those girls sure can sing. And while other networks would report the tales of children missing out on birthday parties, here at the Good News Network, we report to you the McFarland family celebrated a birthday in an amazing birthday parade. Have a look.
Happy birthday!
I didn't get any cake, but that sure was fun. And speaking of good news, let's go to GNN's own reporter in the field, Jennifer Quarantina.
Thanks, Chaz. This is Jennifer Quarantina reporting from the field. And right now, I am in a field. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jennifer, but that's not actually the good news that we're talking about. Today's big idea is the Holy Spirit gives us power to boldly tell others about the good news of Jesus. And today's big idea reminds me of the story of a man named Paul who met Jesus and was anxious to share the good news. You can read the report directly in the book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 19 to 31. Let's go to our reporter in the field, and hopefully this bonkers button will help us get to the real story.
Thanks, Chaz. So it's so exciting that Paul was so excited he had to tell everybody all over the world. He was traveling everywhere to tell them about Jesus. He told them, and it was just awesome. He had to tell the world. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you for that compelling report, Jennifer. Maybe next time try decaf. It has much of the same great taste with way less caffeine. Now, while Paul was anxious to share the good news with everyone, not everyone was excited to hear it. As a matter of fact, our friend Paul got into some trouble. Let's go back to Jennifer in the field with more.
Damascus was surrounded by a huge wall, and the Jewish leaders were mad. Whoa! They decided they were going to surround the wall and came up with an evil plan to get Paul.
Well, apparently we've lost signal with Jennifer in the field, and I doubt that has anything to do with our concern that she is in fact going mad. Paul's luck did not stay bad. As a matter of fact, it took a turn for the good. You could say the story continues with good news. Let's try Jennifer in the field one more time.
Even though it was scary and dangerous, Paul had some friends that were strong that lowered him down the other side of the wall in a basket. Back to you in the studio. I'm getting back to the gym.
Actually, according to my reports, gyms are still closed. But anyways, back to the good news. Paul didn't let his run-in with the bad guys stop him from telling everyone about Jesus. As a matter of fact, after leaving Damascus, he continued straight to Jerusalem, where he intended to meet up with Jesus' best friends. As a matter of fact, let's go to Jennifer to see how that meeting went. Well, it does make perfect sense that would go bad, because Paul had been a mean, crazy, evil guy that had wanted to kill them. But Paul had a good friend named Barnabas, and after a period of time, Barnabas convinced Jesus' friends that Paul, in fact, had received the good news and was eager to share it. It's actually all of our jobs to tell people the good news about Jesus. But let's take a look at our verse today to learn more about that. Read with me from Acts chapter 1, verse 8. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you. Then you will tell people about me in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria, and you will even tell other people about me from one end of the earth to the other." This is so amazing. When we become followers of Jesus, we actually receive power when we get God's Spirit to come live inside of us. And Paul knew this, and he shows it to us. So you and me and all of us, when we share the good news about Jesus with others, we never have to do it by ourselves. We can have courage because God's with us. We don't have to worry about not knowing what to say because God's Spirit will help us in the conversation. And maybe even most amazing, God's Spirit will help us love those people around us that really need to know the good news. And so it's time to talk about this, and I'm going to go to Jennifer in the field with our first discussion question.
Thanks, Chaz. Now, I have a discussion question for the viewers at home. What is one way that you can share the good news this week? Press pause and discuss.
Thank you, Jennifer, and it's really good to see you back to normal. I got another discussion question for you guys. Before meeting Jesus, Paul was this mean, nasty, crazy guy. And after meeting and deciding to follow Jesus, Paul lived a life of service, given his whole life to make sure that people knew that Jesus was the Son of God and that he had died for them. And so my question for you is this: have you changed since you started following Jesus? If so, how? If not, why not? Press pause and discuss.
On behalf of the Good News Network, the Journey Today show, and our friends and family at Go, we want to thank you for watching us. There is good news out there, and we're going to find it. This is Jennifer Quarantina signing off.
Well, that was an excellent report, I must say. The Good News Network carries on as normal. Jolly good show, everyone.